So, are we going to get any kind of cap tactics deck here, or are we just going to get two teams just going for a fight?
If they manage to cap, I'll buy everybody a beer, but I don't think it's going to be happening in this one. I'll probably play for that artillery base for pretty much most of the game.
Crete's not going for the bush on E1 that you'd perhaps expect in an RU251. And Sainz just get himself in position down at K1, K2 area.
So far, very common start here. Break. If you're wondering why he's peeking that middle area even, there's a rock there. He knows pretty much where Insane's going to be positioned. Gives him a lot of freedom here. Nice angle there from Melan.
Nice coverage area from Mainland, able to support his teammate going up on the 0 line to get coverage of it. Cretes is countering across from DiNG to the back area of the AB line. And he's going to just have a look down that entire side of the map and basically sit there for pretty much a long time to let any action happens in the middle.
Murakar there doesn't even get spotted. It's only break so far. Now it's going to be a slow game. It's going to be a long game depending on artillery shots.
Going to see if anyone stays around for too long who Insane can get the shot off into. He's going to be aiming for probably this IA7 if somebody can get a shot into him. Be much harder to hit one of the back chats. But the M53-55, it does have quite a big radius, doesn't it? And just as we say that, Breakneck takes a huge hit there coming in.
Lucky he only took so little. I mean, M53.
I could have wrecked it. I was just in the middle of saying that it has quite a big splash radius, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of splash, but the pain really comes when he hits those low armor tanks. They can go pop in one shot. Break there on that STB. Now, that was a very nice shot actually. Break on the move. It's very hard to hit those.
As much as I like to see Insane land the artillery shots, I do wish you wouldn't shoot it onto Breakneck, because Breakneck's in my fantasy team.
I sold him. I sold Break and I took Positive instead.
Positive, I think, is also in my team. They were the two guys I could remember from Grand Finals. But I'm playing with only 5 guys this week, so serves me right.
Well, usually it's with 7, so...
Yeah, I know. I've only got 5 fingers in one hand, though, so I struggle to count. I was holding a beer in the other one. So, Koritz here up on the hill against Grosha, trying to get spots off. Cretes himself's actually spotted. Grosha's going to perhaps hold his shots, as it'll be Mainland getting the shots in, so Grosha doesn't give away his position. Very smart move there.
Melan should not have missed that one, in reality. But Break, look at
Break's
this HP.
taking another hit from someone else there. Was it the artillery as well?
Probably. I mean, he was on 1,000, now he's on 542.
Duck of Death looks like he was hitting crossfire from Shockish here, who's going to get another shot in. Shockish himself gets a shot from the rear end. Looks like Mainland was actually the one getting a shot there.
Now the push comes out for DiNG here. They're kind of forced to make the move here, you know, being as that RT is doing a lot of damage.
Metoris there taking Positive, hiding in behind Metoris, who's the frontline tank. Is a E5, has great frontal armor. It's the only place you can really shoot at frontally is its lower front plate. Camo Eater and Spawn Cam to back off now, and looks like Insane might just be kind of... Oh, Insane gets a shot across onto Metoris. 920 damage as we see Grosser dropping down to Koritz.
Yeah, Grosser there a little bit overextending in that one, but now the fight is here. Insane goes down. He's not a factor anymore. That Grilla also getting wrecked here, and DiNG's counter push seems to be working out.
Fisa came running in there to get a shot, and before he can even stop, he's taking out. So tanks falling all over the place there. Advantage sitting now with DiNG as they have the most health, sitting roughly about 2,000 more than Oops, but Oops are starting to bring it back.
Yeah, slowly but surely, Oops bring it back, but a lot of autoloaders here on reload. Meland has 1, Spoink is on reload. They only have 4 guys left standing. Duck of Death now getting surrounded. Mary actually picks up Camille as well, and Spoink does not have reload available right now.
Very good player there from Mary. He estimated basically that they had the tanks in front of him didn't have enough shoot. They would have been lining up to shoot him because they were backing off. He knew that they were on a reload, so he was able to pick the only tank that was left on him. Oops starting to fall now like dominoes as DiNG still have 5 tanks available to get shots in, and now only Spoink is left for Oops.
Spoiling the last one standing here. He does have shells available, but DiNG's counter pusher was too effective. Surprising how effective it was, actually.
Meritorious misses the shot, but it doesn't matter. Spoink missed his one as well. Spoink's just going to get closed out from the side as he tries to take shots down. And there we have it. Battle 1 goes to DiNG.
Surprisingly, they actually managed to pick it up like that. I mean, Oops looked in a good position, but the fact that they weren't ready for that counter push, kind of surprising. Grossa also going for Koritz in that situation. Not sure about that play. I mean, why does he go after Koritz? He had like 1,000 HP left and then died.
True. True.
And then Feaster as well in that grill. Not if he gets caught like that, he's not in correct
Yeah,
position.
he came rushing forward there to try
He
and...
shouldn't even get spotted.
He tried to get a huge shot into somebody, but all he basically did is just run out and get himself shot, which is not a smart move, really.
And he shouldn't get spotted in that grill. You saw what happened to him as soon as he did.
But by that stage, it was already kind of lost on that flank. But Oops really not in position to be able to counter the push when it came from DiNG, and a good strong push from DiNG.
Yeah, DiNG pushing that E5 first, no real surprise there. He took the arty shot, but rather him taking the arty shot than one of your bad shots, which is a lot more vulnerable.
It's actually, I thought, quite a nice play if you watched it, because you had the E5 going forward, and Positive was beside him in the back chat, and then pulled in behind him, and then came back out.
But
so
Insane would never take the shot on the bad shot anyways, unless he's making a really, really bad play. He's always going to shoot the E5 for secure
it'd be
damage.
a pretty insane play then, wouldn't it?
Would be pretty insane.
Let's have a look then at the post-battle stats to actually see where all the damage came from across both teams. Shockish there, Meritorious and Positive, all top from DiNG.
3 guys on top there for DiNG. Very surprising, actually, how little damage the rest of Oops did. Insane there, 1.7k, 1.8, rounding it up. And the M53 is basically the second damage dealer there in his team.
I was going to say, not what you want to see, but in a way what you want to see from the team, because they're taking the M53 there for its damage potential.
Yeah, but Feaster in that Gorilla, only 785.
One shot, and he fired.
And
He
Grossa?
shot 3 and only landed 1, basically.
I mean, Grossa had a crucial position as well, because he can land a lot of side shots from there, dying there. Not that great, because he needs to, because they picked the M53, he needs to perform like a tier 10 tank.
True. I mean, Grossa there in his defenses in the tier 9. You have Breakneck there as well, and the STB with very low damage as well, but I mean, he was focused on twice from Insane, it looked like. We missed the second shot. But let's see if they can bring it around for the second match, as we can bring up the tank lineups going into match 2 here, or sorry, battle 2 on Prokhorovka.
This is a common lineup from DiNG. Last time they played it, they used 3 140s, not 2. Now they decided to bring an STB for that more cooldown potential and the peaks. Now, Oops, this is a common lineup. You have the one anchor, the E5, the one that soaks up the damage. They can go either 1-2 line with this, but they can also defend the eastern side, whatever they prefer.
So does this look like a setup where they're going to go for one base or the other, or is this just another setup where it's just we'll just wait and shoot them?
We've seen DiNG do everything with that lineup. When they had 3 140s, they've pushed 1-2 line, they've pushed over the 5 line, they've went right side. It's not really something you can say they're going to do it. They could go anywhere. They have already gone everywhere.
And are you 251? Are we going to see that in any bushes?
I mean, most likely Grossa is going to pick one of the bushes. It's what the tier light tank is supposed to do.
Well, let's have a look and see where they go as we go into Battle 2 in Prokhorovka with DiNG against Oops the Tough Giraffes. So we have DiNG here on the attack with Oops here on the defense. As we're following Grossi here, he's going to be going over to the east flank and try and get some spots out down that side.
Or he
Kuritz
could
looks
go
like
to
he's going to...
A0 as well.
Okay, and Kuritz doing an early rush into the middle.
Yeah, Kuritz always decides to go towards that middle, get a lot of intel for his team. Now DiNG split is fairly common there as well. Now DiNG is a slow team. They will always feel out first where the enemy is going to be. They're a team that rarely just rushes. So now Kuritz is getting intel. Once they have a good idea where Oops' defense is, then they'll decide to make a move. Now what I don't like, and I've never actually really liked it as much, is putting up tier 10 in A0. Not a fan of that.
It's a big commitment, isn't it, really? You're taking out a big gun, or you're taking out a big armor from your team.
A lot of teams decide to put one guy there and defend on the other side, which is even worse. At least when he's there now, with Grossa spotting, he'll get some nice shots, but when teams decide to leave him there alone, it's what I really dislike.
You see Mainland and Insane there with their giraffe camouflage blending in seamlessly to the map surroundings. It's a bit like a savanna where giraffes would normally live on. Lovely bit of camouflage there from Oops. I think they have one of the nicest camouflage. It goes with the team compared to other ones. It's just the colours, but it looks like a giraffe camouflage. It's a smart idea.
I love Kaznas.
Kaznas is quite cool, yeah. I actually like the one from the Wild Animals, the Wild Bunch. TWB. I like their matte grey and green one. That's quite cool. If it was me, I would just have it all, just like matte grey or matte black.
Now, DiNG starting to relocate here. Oops has 3 tanks in A2, and if DiNG decides to push with 4 guys there, unless they really surprise DiNG. You know, we've seen it before.
Look at the lineup from these guns.
You have to surprise them, right? Equal numbers, they'll probably win because of the surprise. So the first guy that comes around doesn't expect three guys to be there, and he gets wrecked. But there's too many tanks here for DiNG, I think. I mean, the way they're pushing up, unless they do it very carelessly.
The pull away has to be done perfectly as well, because if one of the two tanks at the front moves forward at the wrong time, he'll get shot by his teammate.
Now, Kuritz, what he did here, why is he shooting in the air? He's doing a spotting check. Shooting in the air, he got spotted. So he knows or has a rough idea that there's somebody in the vicinity here.
This guy's holding their nerve, not shooting at him, not taking the bait.
But they're spotted.
They're spotted now. Kuritz hits for 2, but now he's able to get himself safe. And Mainland, Insane, and Spoink are having to come out to try and get rid of Kuritz, because Kuritz has given his team too much information right now.
They'll probably get Kuritz, but at what cost is the question here at RU251? Expending a lot of shells here already onto him, expending even more shells.
So many shots missing Kuritz right now. This is really bad shooting from Oops. Kuritz is surviving. He's dodged at least 4 shots right now. 5 shots coming into him. That was a bounce. Finally, he's taken out on the 6th shot. That is terrible shooting from Oops there.
But Hulknick as well, a little bit overstaying there. Got spotted, takes some damage. Fieser as well.
Kuritz was sitting side on to those 3 back chats. So many shots came in there that should have connected, and now they're going to have to quickly reload. Just as we say that, Positive is wrecked by Fisa, and DiNG are now down 3 tanks, down 2 tanks, almost down 3, as Meritorious is almost going to get dropped in the middle.
Yeah, Positive there thinking there was nobody there protecting Fieser, but there was a lot of protection there, and DiNG not looking good in this one so far.
Flipped round completely the other way now as Oops are looking in control of the map. No real tank on their team is in risk of damaging or dropping quickly, but DiNG have to be very careful. Meritorious is probably going to be the next focus then, or Maraka if they can get the shots on him. And there we go, Maraka's now dead.
Maraka now down, 4 guys standing, Break drops low in at STB, he's completely split from the rest of his team, and DiNG not having an answer here for Oops' strategy. Very surprising that they decided to run away.
Counter shot coming back. There's Mainland drops for Oops, but now there's only Meritorious left on DiNG, and this is going to be a 1-1 between DiNG and Oops. Could we be going to another tiebreaker match?
I mean, I wouldn't say it just yet. Now we're going to a tiebreaker, but that was better from Oops and not as great from DiNG.
A good recovery from Oops, definitely. In the first match, it looked very one-sided.
Now, what I don't understand from DiNG is Kuritz knows there's a lot of guys there. One, why Kuritz decides to drive forward. He did a spotting check, shoots in the air, gets spotted. There's somebody there, right? There has to be somebody there. Why he didn't bunch up with his team and just pushed it, I don't understand. Why his team didn't come to help him, don't understand that either. Why Positive decided to push in the little city on the east, don't understand that either.
He didn't understand a lot in this battle, did you?
I mean, DiNG's reaction was not good. That's why they lost the game. If they grouped up everybody and pushed 1-2 line, maybe they would have been able to do it. Because they wasted a lot of shells on Kuritz.
They wasted a lot of shells. It'd be good if we can get up that information. I don't know if you can look it up on your terminal. But let's have a look at the shots fired across the team, so the damage done. So, Pekukat and the E5 actually doing really well for his team, getting over 3,000 damage there. Fiza and the TVP getting out almost 2,000. But then the damage is spread across everyone else.
6 guys from Oops on the first page.
Yeah, exactly.
But look at that. Insane has 10 shells fired. If he hits all of them, 390 Alpha is 4K. And he has 1.5. 2 kills, yes, but there's a lot of shells missed. Same for, not for Spoink, but same for the other ones. They had a lot of shells missed as well. And DiNG, all on the second page here.
Yeah, not so great from DiNG. You only had one. You only had one person up on DiNG, which was not Meritorious. I can't see the teams listed players. You had one other person on DiNG on the other side who was actually doing quite well and getting damage back out. Maraka, that was it. I knew it started from them. Grosha there on the 251 was the last one coming in from Oops. But basically,
funny part here is from 1 to 8, 7 guys from Oops.
That's impressive.
I mean, that's just bad by DiNG, really. I mean, the option they choose was probably the worst one.
Okay, so we're going to jump it straight into our second battle of the day, map of the day, which is going to be Mines.
M53 again for Oops. That is risky business here.
Risky business, but you're excited about it, aren't you?
Of course. I mean, DiNG, they already got wrecked once by Ordi, and it was M40. It was from Pashka. Pashka one-shotted like Positive. Then the next game, DiNG played the Prince against KB, and Shockers got one-shotted. Now, logically, Break is the next one.
Logically. We'll see. We'll see. So T49 there on DiNG with the Gorilla, TVP, 3 Batchats and a 113. Then on Oops we have 3 Batchats, TVP, 2 TVPs, a T10 and an M53, M55. So a T10, it's a T9, that always confuses people. But let's jump straight into action as we're ready to go on Mines, which will be the second map of the day against DiNG versus Oops. Okay, here we go. We have Oops on the attack and DiNG on the defense, Daki. Are we going to see anything good here for boosts, or are we going to see any regular tactics?
It really depends how DiNG is going to deal with this artillery threat. A lot of teams decide to go for the hill after the RT comes out because they're afraid of it. And here we go. Now, DiNG, I think they're going to move to the hill just because of the threat of the RT. I mean, a lot of teams don't know how to deal with it, and it causes an overcommitment.
So Insane's going to sit around about A5, yeah?
Yeah, he's going to get A5. Now, the question is, can they win the hill?
Can you win out? They're going for the boost now. Spoink is first up. Looks like he's going a bit slow there. Camel Eater's right behind him. Grosser's right behind him. Can all 3 tanks make it up? We don't know because we're switching to the other side of the hill. I'm assuming all 3 have made it up. Yes.
Nope.
No,
all 2
one
of them.
didn't meet
2
it.
of them.
So Camel and Spoink made it, and I think it was Kreetz was the third one. He didn't make it. Nope, Kreetz is not even that team. So
Grosser is going to be the third that didn't make it up, but they still have good positions here. Kinda. But look at the control DiNG has. They already have somebody on E2, and they have all the way towards the 0 line as well.
So Fisa and Pecurio are spotted. Fisa gets shot off. Looks like Insane is teeing up a shot on someone right now. He's looking across to where Shockish and Haltonic are. Fisa takes a couple of damage there. In return, so does one of the Batchats up there for 8-9. So Spoink was hit by something there.
So far, Grosser still didn't make it up the hill. It's very bad for Oops at this point. Camille taking a lot of damage there as well. He needs help from his teammate. Shockish is on reload, but Grosser again, him not getting the hill is costing his team so much at this point.
Grosser looked like he was going to go up the hill and perhaps was told, no, don't come up. Shockish is getting chased off the hill. Can he actually get off and survive? No, he killed himself when he fell off.
But now there's the push from Oops. They want to take down Maraka. Nice shell there from Mary and that Gorilla as well. And it's not looking good for Oops.
So Grosser actually taking a lot of shots, and he's a sacrificial lamb for his team going round to take distracted shots. At the same time, though, Fisa gets taken out. Maraka's still surviving. Mainland's down as well. Matoris getting him in the grill, and it's just flipped right round on its head, and now DiNG are in the commanding position.
It's completely fallen apart for Oops at this point. One guy not making the boost. It's so crucial. They couldn't take control over the hill because they didn't have the forces required. And then DiNG took all the control with now 3 guys standing. Insane. I think it's going to go down to Kreetz here.
That was absolutely crazy. At that moment when Shockish jumped off the hill and killed himself, well, he didn't do it deliberately, but he was retreating off of the hill and he just basically underestimated the angle he went down at. But at that stage, everything was in Oops. It was control for Oops.
I mean, if you remember...
I'd love to have seen that because basically went boop, bonk, and just killed himself.
It depends on the speed you go off and the angle, but okay, so...
Do you think he got good distance off of it? Do you think he was like way overcommitted?
But this is not the first time. Shockish already took some dropping damage when they played against Gohard, where Positive took 1.4 if you remember. But now, okay, so what went so horribly wrong for Oops? It's very easy to see.
Grosser not getting on the hill.
I mean, okay, so the entire strategy from Oops is based around we put our TVPs in the middle. If they decide to drive straight up the hill, completely wreck whoever drives up. Okay? I think we got the stats as well already.
Okay, yeah, we can actually go straight to the stats, yeah, while you're talking about that.
Yeah, and then, I mean, there's not much to note in the stats here. So
it's a very quick match, really.
Yeah.
Damage is spread across.
Exactly. So there's not much to note in stats, so continuing on my point. The TVPs control the middle, right? So they control the middle. Nobody can get up from that side. Now what they wanted is 3 Batchats up. DiNG didn't have enough Batchats to pretty much deal with that. Just making sure I am right in that one.
I mean, look at here, yeah, Grosser, one shot.
DiNG, yeah, exactly. Grosser on 1 shot now. DiNG has 3 Batchats. Oops has 3 Batchats as well. Oops has the better side for the hill. If they get all 3 up, they're most likely to win the hill. Because DiNG can't just put everybody on the hill like they did. They didn't, because Break was on 1-2 line. They would have easily won the hill. They would not have gotten the flank like they did. And those 2 guys on the hill wouldn't shoot the TVPs. And I think they would probably win that round.
Now, Grosser hasn't featured regularly just now in the Oops lineup, has he? He's just came in
he's
new
busy
today.
with other stuff. And
we had Mainland at the start saying how if people miss boosts and stuff like, oh, that was for...
Well, I mean, this is all I would say this entire round was lost when Grossa didn't get up. Pretty much.
So that's unfortunate.
They would
for
not
him.
get flanked. They would have hill control and they wouldn't get flanked from every side. Because DiNG had all the control they wanted. They had 1-0 line. You can't want anything else.
Well, let's have a look and see for match 2 or battle 2, sorry, if they're going to have any different tactics here, if it's going to be roughly the same. Oh, artillery again. Easy, Daki, easy. Control yourself.
Easy, Tiger.
Control yourself.
M53-55 again. Now, Oops have been very persistent with this one. They haven't put him in the position to play a longer game, though, but that is credit to DiNG. They've made the games last very short. They don't want that M53 to have a big effect.
What I was just going to say is, Mainland was saying that Insane is very, very strict on people, you know, if they don't make boosts and stuff like that. Grosha is certainly going to be hearing it in TeamSpeak right now from him.
I mean, the important part for Oops is to not take it out right now, but after, you know, this is the kind of stuff that can't happen if you want to be a top 4 team. You can't fail these. We've seen it before at big tournaments. Failing a boost costs your team. It costs you everything.
And it's vital to get that boost because it allows that team on that side to get up that area safely.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't have the control they wanted.
Well, let's jump straight into action and see if DiNG can make it 3-1 or if Oops can bring it back to 2-2.
Now, the question is going to be, if they're going to boost somebody on the K8 mountain. Not sure about that.
Insane's going to get boosted up there.
Yeah, Spoink here. I mean, we talked about it before. He's
So
the dedicated mountain goat.
they're lining up for the boost. Breakneck was lining up there. And looks like he had somebody behind him. Spoink almost didn't make it there. Breakneck is actually going round the loop as he is now. Oh, close. Oh, Spoink.
Spoink failed the
Oh,
boost.
Spoink.
But look at that.
Spoink.
Very aggressive there from Positive and Shockish. It looked like for a second they wanted to keep going, but it didn't. Now, Spoink not getting up there.
It's
I mean,
surprising.
Is it a tilt? Because he never fails those.
Spoink is the mountain goat. Spoink is well known for getting up in high places and being able to go anywhere on boost. So him missing a boost at the start is quite telling, and when he goes up now, he's going to get spotted by Breakneck, who has already made it up on the hill. Positive himself gets spotted either by Grosha or Spoink, but Spoink realizes now he can't carry on.
No. What he did here, he realizes that he can't carry on, correct? Why he didn't is he didn't want to get spotted. He's just waiting. You see Positive fell back now. Now he'll probably continue at some point when he feels it's safe.
Okay, Fischer just rotating back off of the hill, knowing that Breakneck's up there. Breakneck got himself spotted. Shockish perhaps lining up to get up on the hill here as well, yes?
He's making a spot first. He's checking if he gets spotted.
Which he did.
Yep, because Grosha is very close in a bush at the rock, which spots the zero-line boost earlier, which makes it easier for Fischer to land a few shells when he's going up, if he does decide to go up.
So we have Insane
Camille.
back here. Camille taking double huge hits there, looks like. Where did he get hit from?
Kuritz, I think Kuritz managed to land
2
3
shots
shells.
into him, 3 shells into him.
Because he's on reload now.
On reload, yeah. That's a good play from Kuritz, not taking a shot back in return. Now, where is Insane going to be aiming at right now?
Either 1-2 or 0. He's positioned not really to hit 0, so probably aiming at 1-2 right now.
Artorius going for the... No, he's not going for a boost. I'm just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't have the speed for that. Although he'd probably be more successful than Rusty Roster was in the last match.
Now, Positive, is he going to do it? I think he is, but he should take some shells here. Oh, he stops.
Nope, he just stopped at the last minute as Matorius starts trading shots with Fischer as shot comes in for Positive and misses as well. So Fischer's now on a reload and spotted. Positive reloads immediately.
Fischer very lucky there. Observation device, which means that one of them hit him, but it just damaged the observation device.
Shockish.
This is the new way. It's
Nice
a combination
from
between
Shockish.
the slow and the fast way. It's
A bit more held on.
reliable.
And actually what happened is as he went up there, Breakneck then dropped down at the bottom. So they kept position there of somebody up on the hill. Breakneck's coming down to help his teammates. But Breakneck took a shot there as well. And Positive's taking 2 shots here coming up the hill. How did Breakneck do that coming down, or was that a shot from Grosser? I think it might have been a shot from Grosser as Breakneck's taking a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, Breakneck was blind fired his entire clip towards Grossa's position, but only managed to land 1.
Mertorius there pushing past the cap just to let people know where he is, but Oops know that DiNG are not going to be standing a cap just yet because they don't really have the map control to be able to do so. So a bit of a cautious...
Camille again. What is he doing on the 1-2 line? He knows Marakar is there. I mean...
Camille can't trade like this.
He just took another shot from Marakar for free. Really, for free. For nothing. And look at the HP difference. Just look at the sheer difference right now.
Fischer just takes a hit there as well from from whoever's facing off against him, so it's probably Mertorius is taking a shot into him. Spoink is just keeping Positive spotted up here. Both of these tanks just letting the rest of their teams know where each other are effectively. Grosha coming around, perhaps trying to get shots into Positive or trying to get shots into Mertorius, who's pushed up a little bit more. As Pecurio takes a hit there in T10. Spoink's taking 2 shots, gets ammo racked but quickly repairs that. So Positive's getting wrecked and he's rolled over and they're trading.
Spoink and Positive trying to trade
Just
here.
missed.
So far, I'd say Positive getting the better of Spoink there. Spoink starting at full HP pretty much. Now they're equal. Positive took some shells getting up.
Positive, however, has a dead commander and damaged, I think, fuel tank there as well. Mertorius just takes another shot there.
RT spotted.
And Arturi's having to run, Insane's having to get himself out of position. Shockish, massive bounce there from the front armor. Get the angle right in the back chat. Insane takes a shot in the butt because his TD wouldn't get out of the cover in time, so...
Did Melan just bounced onto Shockish?
Bit of a miscommunication. I think it was Mainland. That shot came across from that area on the upper front
He
plate.
hits Greeds though, but Greeds picks up Camille in return.
Back chat, upper front plate. If the back chat's rolling backwards, the angle goes insane and it bounces pretty much anything in game.
Now Mary here in the 1-1-3. I mean, Grossa is still there. I don't think Mary's going to last very long here.
Mary, that's pretty... yeah, okay. Insane's now dropped in artillery. Mertorius is just taking shots from everyone right now.
That's a
Spoink
shell to
wants to get a
Spoink,
shot.
though.
Grossa gets a shot in. 3 tanks just drop in quick succession there, so we'll lose Mertorius, Spoink, and Karitz as Mainland comes over to deal with him. Advantage is sitting here now with the DiNG quite comfortably sitting on 5,100 health across the team, with Oops only has 2,900.
Spoink landing that shot, Mary landing that shot on Spoink was very, very crucial in the end there.
These are taking out Positive now. Breakneck has a dead gunner as he's going to come over. Shockish is going to get the drop on Fisha now. He can actually afford to trade shots. He doesn't really have anyone near him, so Shockish is going to probably just drop over and get him, isn't he?
He shoots, he knows where Grossa is. There comes Shockish, picks it up.
Well played from Shockish. Nice comfortable pick up there as they're going to go on to the T49 that's left. No, sorry, not T49, of Grosha and Mainland. Mainland in the Grill 15, Grosha in the back chat. Grosha's down and all we have is Mainland left.
Melan, the last one standing here in his gorilla. Yes, he has a lot of HP, but there's a hell of a lot of DiNG tanks left, of which he can't one-shot pretty much any.
So another strong performance here from DiNG. This is, ladies and gentlemen, why they are one of the top 2 teams at the moment in Europe, and they're certainly showing it against Oops.
A lot of mistakes here again from Oops. At the moment, not able to challenge.
Did he just bounce that first shot? No?
Don't think so.
Hulkneck now with a dead driver and damaged tracks. Breakneck's going to finish this one out. Mainland's not going to reload in time, or might just, but no. That's it. GG to DiNG. So that's us now on 3-1 DiNG.
Again, a lot of mistakes from Oops. Spoink.
A lot of oopsies.
I'm not sure how Spoink lost that engagement against Positive, but he did lose it.
There was a shot missed as well when he came over.
Yeah, but
the last
but
shot he could have had it.
I think Positive took 2 shots coming up, and at the end when the engagement was over, Positive was 440, Spoink was like 550. That means Spoink horribly lost that engagement.
Yeah.
Like really. That means he's pretty much one shot up, and then ended equal. That's not good. It's really not good. And Mary's shot there, it didn't seem like much, but him landing that shot onto Spoink was still a 2-shot for Positive, made it so Positive could take the peak and take him out, which was very crucial at that point. Didn't seem like much, but those are the small kind of things.
Well, let's have a look at the post-battle stats and have a look at who did what on the teams. Breakneck coming out there on top, 3,100 in the back chat. Very nice damage from him. 2 kills as well with 13 shots. So that's 2 clips and a little bit more. Mainland with the Grill 15 there, doing damage for his team at the back, but you know where the Grill is going to be in this map when it's on defense.
Bouncing Shockish was unlucky though.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. It depends on the angle you hit it on. Some angles, if it's over angled, you're just going to go straight off anyways.
A bit better from Grosser this time in the back chat, but still, Oops. I mean, the damage looks like it's coming out from Oops, but they're just
Look
not.
at the RD though.
They're just not committing to getting the
and
kills.
Camille Spoink only doing 700.
Yeah, it's not cool. Insane not landing a single shot there with artillery. Damage dealt 0. Wow.
Yeah, but it's not even the RD not doing anything. I'd say more of an issue is the fact that Spoink does 783 from one of the strongest positions in the game. That 0-line boost. He has every advantage over Positive. He has the bush to play with.
Was it that one that he failed it first time though?
Yeah, but he went up after.
He went
but
back up after.
He has
but
every advantage over Positive because on his side he has a bush he can play with, so he can just peek, 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 peek. Positive has to decide either blind fire or risk it, which gives Point the advantage. And losing there, not good. And then Camille, we saw him get wrecked by Kuritz in the beginning, which is already how is the question. And then he decided to drive back there to get hit again by Marakar, who was spotted in that exact position where he was. I mean, that's mistakes you can't make.
That was quite a bit of a misplay. So we're going into map 3 now, which is going to be Cliff. I'm expecting to see lots of bat chats. Let's have a look and see if I'm right, because I'm not wrong in this one because I have the team lineup right in front of me. Pow! Okay, so a bit mixed from Oops. E5.
E5. Okay. E5 is a weird pick for this one because it can't drive into the middle because a lot of teams kill your entire team before he gets there. So they just drive middle, kill your team before he gets there. And in 1-2 line, he'll be very, very hard to deal with.
Okay, yep. So, autoloaders all round for DiNG, apart from the T49, but the T49 can do some good damage on the bat chats. Expecting perhaps some hill dominance from DiNG?
DiNG is on the defensive side. So last time they played it, I think it was against Rage Quit, yes. They gave Rage Quit them the entire hill, and DiNG pretty much drove up there with 6 tanks. But if Oops doesn't give them the hill, the attacker has usually the advantage to control it.
Well, let's see how DiNG play it out, as they can actually steal. If they steal the next 2 maps on Cliff, they'll go 5-1. Will they do it? Will they not? Let's have a look as we jump straight into the action.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
Well, I'm surprised to see an E5 in this lineup, Daki, so are we going to see something special here?
Well, the way he's driving, yes, because I talked about it. If he drives middle, DiNG's just going to kill everybody before he gets there. So I'm really curious to see what he's going to do. It's been a long time we've seen heavies on Cliff.
Okay.
And work, I mean.
So Maraka just going up here, the new common area that people go up and bat chats on any fast tanks on Cliff to be able to get vision over what's known as the small donut, which is the hill to the left, whereas the larger hill is called the bigger donut, as the team's Positive is coming up on hill, Haltnik following him with Shocksnick. Spoink gets a shot in against him there. And Halknik and Insane trading shots on top, with Positive actually on the hill up ahead of him.
Now Grossa is just sitting in a bush here, Spoink already taking 1 shot. Really wondering what C5 is going to do here.
Very, very interesting. He's slowly moving up here, Spoink. Insane. Looks like they're giving Spoink no time to actually get done what he's done. Grossa getting wrecked here in his AMX 1390.
That's some nice blind fire from DiNG.
They know that Gross is in that area, but they don't know quite where it is.
No.
Gross is holding his nerve, not moving.
Question is, were they blind firing Grossa or were they trying to hit the tank behind him?
Camel Eater almost dead himself, 148 health. 1 shot from anyone in his team as he starts to move up now, gets underneath the hill line here, so tanks have to roll over to the edge to overexpose themselves. Percuriat down the bottom as well, able to act as a sniper for the team. Where is this E5, Daki, and what is he doing?
So far, I have no real idea what the use of him is. Now, I hope it's going to be something special.
Spoink is sitting round the back of the hill here. Lots of tanks spotted. Gross has just been dropped in the bush. Halknik is actually having a shot at him. Mainland here at the back. Fisa takes a hit as well from Breakneck as these teams are hiding. And Mainland
like
Fisa
Spoink
just
is
hiding
the
behind these
boost.
buildings. Is Spoink doing some kind of crazy boost?
I think he is. Look where Spoink got already in his E5. Look at it. He actually managed to do the boost in the E5, or yeah.
Spoink is mountain goating in the E5. We called this at the start earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, when we said Spoink is like a mountain goat, and he is, oh my god. on the edge of the map here on an E5, wiggling for his life to stay where he is to give himself extra traction. This is new.
Okay, yeah, this is new. So we were wondering if he's going to do something special. Well, he is doing something special. It's now a new E5 mountain goat.
That is quite a strong position for an E5.
I mean, hold down against bad shots with APCR? Yeah, sure, it is.
He needs to get further up, though. Where he is just now...
Yeah,
well,
he wants to take the hill
he's
at
okay,
one point.
so he's covering across to where Kreitz is. How he got up there, though, will be interesting.
He did the normal boost from the bad shot. That's the only way you can get up there.
Oh, insane.
Oh, insane.
Oh, that was close.
He's still okay.
He's still okay. He's taking a moment to compose himself. He's like,
probably tracked.
He's probably like, whew, okay, that was close.
Let's see Spoink.
Spoink's sliding round now.
Now this E5 is going to be
him.
very hard to deal with.
Spoink misses his first shot. Spoink has to be careful he's not caught in a crossfire as a shot comes in from Breakneck. So Spoink has got himself in a good position, but he's also got himself in a dangerous position there. Hulknick gets shots across onto Percurat as Kreitz pots him out, and Kreitz is actually running into the base spawn, where Torius is the one who kills Percat.
And Percusiat there, I mean, sure, you want to boost Spoink, but if you take too much time doing it, like, look how many tanks HP they lost at this point for doing it.
Spoink going to get himself surrounded now as the tanks coming behind him, as their Camo Eater gets dropped now, and Oops have got himself into a bit of a shooting gallery right now. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, really.
There's not much left here for Oops. The TVPs are the last one standing together with Insane, who's still on the side of the mountain. But DiNG, you know, out-rotating Oops, who took too long to get Spoink in that position, I'd say.
So DiNG, as I kind of said at the start, commanding position up on the hill with all the bat chats, able to shoot down on everyone. Oops more or less kind of got, I wouldn't say caught with their pants down, but got caught trying to do a special play that was
nice blind fire.
A bit too slow for the special play.
I mean, the blind fire on Grossa was already pretty nice that they figured it out so quickly. But took too long to get Spoink in position. I mean, Camille will drop to a one-shot. Also, Percusiat, the fact that he got spotted by Kreitz, it's not the best positioning, because it's obvious if DiNG knows exactly where you are, Kreitz is going to start taking that map control.
Spoink was already shot moving over, so that initial shot that he took would have caused him to stop because he was spotted.
I mean, he can't...
So they wouldn't... He stopped behind the building.
He knows he
want to
can't
carry
keep
on.
driving.
Yeah.
If he keeps driving, he gets shot on the side, right? But there were... It felt like the entire play was too much based on Spoink getting there.
Like, okay, let's do this trick move. We get
it's
the
like
E5
you
up.
have one plan, and it's like get Spoink onto the mound, and then hopefully we'll win the game.
Yeah.
But
so let's have a look at how much damage the Batchats did there for DiNG. It was a very commanding position they had up on the hill, and yeah, top 5 damage dealers in this battle was all down to DiNG.
I mean,
it tells its own story. I mean, you had Camo Eater there in the Batchat for Oops trying to get something, but I mean, Kreitz does more damage than the rest of Oops, so really not good for Oops at all, return fire-wise, is it?
Not at all, and even Hulk is on position 9 here and there. We see Insane, Feaster, Spoink, Percusiat, Grossa. I mean, it's just not good enough. It's not good when 90% of your team is on the second page of damage.
Generally, in any match, you want to try and see a mix between two teams. It's too obvious like that.
Well, you want to be split between places 3 to 10.
Yeah.
Because then you had the best spread, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, this one was effectively a whitewash. You had hugely commanding position from DiNG up on that hill, and once you get that and you get enough guns up there and you have the guns in front, it just becomes so easy to rain fire down on the tanks below if they're not in good position.
Oops. It seems like, I don't know how well prepared they were with this E5 thing, but it seemed like the rest of the positions wasn't really thought out as well, or as, you know, as good position, because they took so much free damage in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look at the lineups now for the second round and see if DiNG can actually squeeze this one out to 5-1. Now, what's interesting here is that there's an E5 again with Oops, and they've just had their one-trick pony play exposed. DiNG going for a very, very strong lineup with lots of DPS there. Everything's an autoloader.
Yeah, strong lineup from DiNG. We talked about it, how on the offense, really the tier 8 light is becoming very redundant because you don't need him. Tier 9 Batchats. One-on-one, they destroyed the raids. One-on-one with a tier 10, they still do a lot of damage. Everything that a tier 8 doesn't. So this is a good lineup from DiNG.
I'm worried for Oops here. You just saw the E5 play try to happen. It didn't go well for them. Now DiNG will know that because they see the E5 that they're going to try this again. So
well, they can't really try this again because
unless they have something else.
It was an F7. We'll have to see if there's something else.
Unless they have something else.
We'll have to see where he goes.
Oh,
Perhaps.
let's see indeed. Can DiNG squeeze this off to 5-1 against Oops? Let's have a look as we jump into a second round on Cliff with DiNG on the defense and... No, DiNG on the attack and Oops on the defense.
Yeah, Grossa now playing at T49. DiNG, everybody moving up. No real surprise in that one there. I mean, now the question is, where is this E5 going to go this round? I'm really wondering how they're going to use him. Now, again, the issue is going to be that E5, he needs to get safe. And it takes a long time before he's crossed.
It's a bold play taking the E5 both on attack and defense. When we were attacking, we could kind of roughly know what they're going to do, but this time round, I have no idea how it's going to be played. Batchat's fine to go up in the middle. Looks like all three here on each side are going to collide at the top, really. DiNG taking a very safe way up, but Oops going up the quick way, so Oops are going to have the initial hill dominance.
Yeah, Oops. Very well done so far. Keeping everybody together. They'll have three guys up. They just have to be careful from that flank coming out from those two Batchats there, the tier 10, tier 9 on the side. So far, so good here. Positive Maraka do get spotted out. Have to be careful. They could take a lot of shells here. Spoink has to be careful as well, though.
Spoink spotted out and gets a shot into Positive as he takes one back in return. Looks like other shots coming into Bakurio and Spoink as well. Shockish is now up the hill, and now is Hulknick as well. Looks like they're going to try and jump onto Spoink, who looks like to be the first focus fire.
Hulk overextending a little bit. Oops. Oh, Spoink. I mean, so far so good for Oops, one could say, but Camille, I'm not sure what he's doing in this one either.
Okay. Unusual tactics there from Camel, trying to go all the way around, but it just means he's going to get singled out by doing that. Bakurio looks to be the next focus fire coming down, and Oops have lost 2 tanks, down to DiNG's 1 tank, now 2 tanks now as well, as Breakneck drops as well.
Yeah, but the HP is very even in this one, 5.8 against 5.6. A lot of reloads here going on, a lot of people on reload. Kuriz has some shells available, Spoink needs to survive this, but look at the HP on the E5, that's 2.2k HP, that E5 alone.
Grosha coming running in there, looking like he wants to get a shot off at one of the tier 9s. He gets one into Kuritz, but no, Grosha's just sitting, biding his time, trying to get a shot in there. It was Fischer who just rolled over and gets one into Kuritz. Grosha just seeing we can get a shot in that can do massive damage in that T49 if he connects.
Does connect,
938, and now Fischer finishes off Kuritz as well, so very good play from Grosha. Takes a shot in return, but he was there to do damage and did it. As now Shockish falls.
Finally,
to mainland.
Finally, Oops finding their strive in this one, slowly but surely winning the trades here. That E5 is very hard to deal with now for DiNG at this point. Those Batchats all have APCR loaded, not heat, so it's very hard to deal with E5 when he's cooled down. Pretty much impossible almost. Now, Marakar, Positive Hulks, the last one standing, and really look at the control Oops has. They have the complete hill.
So Maraka there in his tier 9 Batchat, dead driver. Damaged a loader now, just damaged, sorry, ammo rack, and immediately repaired it, but then it wasn't really, Fischer finishes him off. Only Positive and Hulknick left as this one looks to be Oops' game, and it's going to be 4-2 as we begin getting ourselves ready to go into match number 4? Yes.
Map number 4.
Map number 4, match number 4, yeah.
Hulknick.
Hulknick, 13 health, surviving.
And a dream.
Duck, dodge, dip, diving again. Well, that wasn't how we expected that one to go, was it?
Not really. I mean, first off, I'm still not sure what Camille is doing there. I mean,
he went round, and he was just like, "Hey guys!" And he was like, "Oh,
there's 3 Batchats there
hey.
from DiNG. Let me just quickly drive into them."
Hey!
Didn't expect see that one
First shot
coming.
was like tracked him. He was just
and
like.
What they did first was fine. Hulk overextended, took a lot of damage there, which kind of saved Oops as well at a point. But then Camille throwing away his full tank. They're lucky Insane was in this one. He drove up the hill and then it became impossible to deal with.
The thing that made it best with Camo as well is he got tracked. He just kind of stood there for a minute and just wiggled his gun as if to say, kind of missed this one.
What we also missed on the side is the other engagement, which Oops won on the lower side. So they won the lower side engagement. The upper side on top of the hill was kind of even between the two, I'd say. But the lower side was completely in favor of Oops. And Kuritz also getting stuck there against the T49. Not a great position to be in.
Not a good place. Nobody wants to be in the receiving end of T49. Let's have a look at the damage statistics and see who came out on top for their teams. Hulknick and Shocknish with the carry.
Yeah, Hulk and Shock doing a lot there. But like we said, we'd rather have the split being from places 3 to 10. And there's 4 players there already from Oops. And I'm pretty sure on the second page, I'm going to be able to tell the real story here because the top is pretty balanced.
Third highest there is Grosha. So Grossa had a bit of a tough game the game before. 0 damage in AMX 1390, was getting himself a bit wrecked. Now he comes third top damage across both teams, which is...
T49, one game you can do 0, next game you can do 3k. But there we said it, we said from 3 to 10, pretty much half from 3 to 10.
Sintaya, yeah. 3 to 10 is exactly where all of Oops were
Oops are,
sitting.
yeah, sure. DiNG had 3 top performers.
DiNG had the top 2, then he had
but then
after that.
the other 7 players combined outplayed the entirety of DiNG. It's not good when only 3 of you guys are in the top. I mean, it's better to have an even spread between all 7.
So, good play from Oops to bring that one back. So,
Murovanka.
now we're going to go into Murovanka.
My favorite map.
Are we going to see any surprises in Murovanka tactics-wise?
No.
What if I was to tell you...
I mean, okay, these lineups are no real surprise.
Okay, no, to you, okay.
I mean, we've been talking about it. Not to spoil everything. Well, we can take a look
Not
at
spoil
the
it, not spoil it, just as I say lineups, okay.
But, okay, we've been talking about it a lot. 57s, they have been used. They have been getting used.
Both teams going for it, attack and defense.
I mean, 2 is kind of weird, but we've been seeing more and more T57 on Murovanka.
Okay, so question. It used to always be AMX 50Bs, and nobody used the T57 heavies. So why T57 heavies now?
HD model changed the armor layout, different angles now. The turret is a lot more bouncy than before, so compared to 50B, penetrating the turret is not as easy, and, you know, close range with heat, pretty good.
Okay, so it's match point to DiNG as they're sitting on 4-2 now with Oops just getting the last battle. Can DiNG squeeze it out to 5-2? Let's find out as we go into Murovanka.
Murovanka, a map with a great number of buildings, bushes and trees, amongst which teams hide for most of the battle. The attacking team begins the battle from the top of the village, and the defenders start from the bottom of the map. Both bases are better controlled from the hill near the first base, and from the green in the lower left corner of the map. There are many attack directions. The attacking team often attempts to gain the attention of defenders by putting pressure on the first base, whilst manoeuvring several tanks behind the second base to deliver fire into the defending's flank. Team setups are very diverse, but the players often choose the fastest tanks, even for heavy setups. They could even bring SPGs.
And apparently that's why you can't sit a duck upside down. So, going into the battle here, Daki, how's this one going to go?
I mean, fairly common start here from Oops, getting Grossa into one of the bushes. And then from DiNG, with the 57 heavies, they're kind of telegraphing that they want to go 1-2 line at some point.
Okay, so a slow, cautious start here from DiNG as they're moving over to cover base number 1. Oops also going over to cover base number 1, so Oops looking like they're going to set up the defense there. Kreetz and Breakneck coming around the right here. Well, the east side of the map, I say right, depends which way you're looking at it, I guess. Insane, sitting here behind the buildings. He's got a good vision onto base number 1. This is usually an area that some teams leave wide open and don't cover properly and are wide open to cap rushes.
It's only lately that a lot of teams have been putting a lot more emphasis on that 1-2 line. There's where Insane is, you can go with a heavy and reset. Now Spoink, what is Spoink doing in this bush? He spots the 3-4 line rush. They decide to go there, rage quit style. Now the question is, how well is DiNG going to be able to clear out the bushes?
Indeed. So Kreetz and Breakneck here, still trying to get vision. Kreetz gets himself spotted, but not sure where he's spotted from. Grossa sitting up in the building there. This could be, I was going to say, it could be like Kazna against, what was it? Navi, when they had the bush covered at that bottom area and they spent the entire game shooting at bushes.
Lesha.
Lesha the stealthy.
Now this is our typical Murovanka here. Both teams moving very slowly, starting to figure each other out. But DiNG's play will still be towards that one base at one point. 57s really don't work around that second base. I mean, the angles they got are okay, but the shells they have to shoot with heat, long distance, lots of terrain in between as well, lots of fences.
I miss the old forest in Murovanka.
The magical forest?
Magical forest, where all the tanks used to go and disappear.
I was thinking of something, but
Nah,
nope.
Just thinking of Camel Eater getting one-shotted. Well, he wouldn't get one-shotted, but like when... Who was it? It was Wombats against Simp when the guy got one-shotted on that hill there.
Trinets. Yep.
That was...
No, it was Trinets? No, it was Nits.
Artillery, it was...
Kusok.
Kusok, yeah. Kusok giving Simp nightmares. So, slow start here again on Muravanka. His teams are just trying to poke and prod. Now there's a rotation coming from DiNG. Why rotate now?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
This is like the match yesterday where they spent the entire game and then just decided halfway through, let's rotate, and basically like completely lost it.
I don't like rotating with T57 heavies. First of all, I hope they're going to be loading AP now. But even then, a T57 long range.
Breakneck's on a reload, so he's been shooting at something. Notorious is shooting at
Just
something
trying
right
to clear
now.
bushes, but it takes a team like Kazna with a Grilla. It takes a team like Kazna, for example, it takes them 5 minutes to pinpoint exactly the bush.
Camel Eater is shooting back because Crease is spotted, but Crease has no idea where Camel Eater is. Camel Eater, if he lands a shot, is going to get himself spotted.
Oh, Amorak.
The telltale clang of the ammo rack getting damaged there, so that's immediately repaired on Karitz. Camel Eater gives away his position from Karitz, so it was a bold shot. Camel Eater now backs off and repairs, so first blood or first damage in the game going to Oops. As all the random shots come in now from DiNG trying to find him.
So far, they're not even close to Grossa, though. Watching their blind fire here, I mean, I have an extra monitor here where I can see that they're not even close to Grossa. They're getting closer, but they haven't figured it out just yet.
Okay, listen, it'll drift from Insane as he was going to go one way and decides to come back the other way. So Oops have saw the rotation. They know exactly what DiNG are doing and know they don't need to have any tanks north of the map. So it looks like perhaps...
What Mary hasn't done right, though, so far is
Crease takes another huge hit there. So Crease has to be very careful. Now he's on a one-shot.
No.
So DiNG positioned himself to cover base 2, but Oops in a very commanding position to basically defend against it.
What I don't like about Mary's play so far is we talked about Sixth Sense. It's not an immediate pop-up, right?
Yeah.
So what Mary does is he peeks from behind the house to pinpoint the location he gets spotted from. What he doesn't do right so far is he peeks, but he peeks too far, so he exposes to Grossa. The better way is to peek slowly, step by step, check if you get spotted, peek further, peek further, peek further, and you will be able to pinpoint that Grossa is nowhere near the house as they're trying to blind fire now.
And there's Positive getting spotted out by Grossa as well. Grossa edging close ever so often. DiNG's just edging ever so close to him. Grossa basically has to hold his nerve as he sits in this bush and wait it out. As long as he's not spotted, he's given his team huge information as he lets everyone know what it is. And it looks like Positive is going to be the first one to move up here and probably get himself eliminated. First shot coming in, 326.99. 3 shots already in against Positive. Is he going to keep taking more ones? He's shooting into Camel Eater. Positive is going to get shots onto Grossa. Grossa's dead already.
Yeah, Grossa is down, but at what cost here? 471 HP left on Positive on that bad shot. Kuritz is a one-shot as well. It's not great here for DiNG. Have some time left. Don't pay attention. It's not the correct time.
Not the 2-minute warning yet.
It's not. It's 4 minutes.
Yes. So it says 2 minutes on screen, ladies and gentlemen, but it's actually 4 minutes. We have a little oops with the time, so it's not going to DiNG at the right time.
It's not a DiNG, it's more like a choo-choo train.
More like a choo-choo train. Is that? Do you like choo-choo trains, Decky?
I got a few of them collection in my spare room.
So Hulknick here is trying to move up through the forest and try and get vision onto Oops, but control completely in Oops right now. They've lost Grosha, they've lost their scout, but nobody else in their team is taking damage.
Question is, how well is DiNG going to cover the northern side? Rotation. It's a good rotation. Not sure how much DiNG can see though with that bad shot. It's going to be Hulk on the side. Like if now.
Isn't this dangerous though that if they go for base 2, they don't have anyone close to reset? If they just, I mean, couldn't they just rush base 2 now and stick 3 tanks in it?
Yeah, but DiNG doesn't count on the entire team of Oops rotating. Something fairly uncommon. And Hulk, I don't think the timing is going to work out in his favor.
Those guys north are way too north right now.
No, they're just trying to sneak around so they don't get spotted by Hulk. They have a lot of time. There's a hole down there they can move through. Now Hulk gets spotted.
Spoink and Camel Eater are spotted now. Hulknick's running away. They're going to get shots into him, but now I would expect him to rush cap. Now I would expect him to put
there we
through
go.
the cap.
Positive break now joining the cap. There's going to have to be a commitment here for a reset at one point. Mainland is going to be the closest though.
Pecurio and Mainland have their work cut out from here. This is going to go right down to the wire as this cap goes down to 3. Pecurio and Fisa are the ones who are going to have to get cap resets. Crease is hiding in a bush. Breakneck's acting as bait. We're down to 10 seconds now. Pecurio and Fisa are going in. They're taking shots as they go in. We're down to 5 seconds now on the cap. Can they get the resets in?
They need to get the reset here. 2 seconds, 1 second. Is there going to be a reset? There it is!
Oh! Just as we say that, a tank goes down. It's back to 10 seconds, but they need to shoot somebody else now.
Kuriz has all the capture points at this point, together with Hulknik. With Breakneck, sorry. Kuriz gets spotted.
Kuriz is just spotted, but need to get a shot into him.
He goes
and
down,
they've done
though.
it. Oh, 2 seconds. 2 seconds left, and they nearly had it, DiNG. Nearly had it as Oops are able to get that reset shot in.
Oops
So close.
Oops need to get out of here, though, the HP. I mean, Camille is dropping quickly here. Marakar with 1 shell. Ooh, he missed it, though.
Maraka's now going to take shots himself. How many shots does he have? He's on a reload. TVP of Mainland's on a reload. Insane's on reload, running away. Spoink is on a reload and running away as well. Oops really need to get repositioned. Mainland has to be careful here. He missed a shot on Mertorius. That was vital. Hulknik's able to pick him off. Now there's only 2 tanks left of Oops, but they're on full health.
Still 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this one. Do not pay attention to the timer on the top. Spoink needs to kill somebody here. He needs to pick somebody up. Still 4 tanks life. He's missing every single shell so far. This is not good. They need to take down at least one of these bad shots. There is 8 seconds left. Now Mary getting on the cap. They still have time to cap with 2 guys, but they need to get Hulk in there as well. They'll have just about the time.
It looks like they're going to actually try and cap rush with all 3 of them. Breakneck might just go all the way down, and Maraka's just going to act as basic bait. Insane and Spoink are having to go away and reload or come all the way down from the side. They want to go far away to get themselves unspotted. But once this 3rd tank gets into the base, then that's going to take it down to 30 seconds on the counter. Breakneck actually running past the base. I'm not so sure if I would be doing that myself. I'd just be screaming at him to get in base, because this is DiNG's for the win right now. If DiNG do this, they seal out the game. It's 5-2 and they win.
Now Insane gets spotted here. Lands the first on Marakar. Marakar can't kill Insane anyways. They need to get a reset though. Now Break will also be pushing close. Spoink has to be careful. He should be the one to survive here as Insane goes to spot. One of them has to run away at one point.
Very dangerous place. Spoink gets a shot into
Needs to get
Mertorius
out
and
of there.
resets the cap. Now these guys need to back off, or they're going to try and take out Hulknik. Brave moves from Insane and Spoink right now. They don't have enough shells to be able to take out tanks. Insane takes out Maraka, but they just don't have enough shells between them to take out the rest of DiNG.
Well played here by Oops. Insane even picks up Breakneck in this one. There's 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and it's going to be Oops. Or it should be Oops to pick this one up.
That was brilliant play there from Oops coming in, getting the reset, getting the focus fire on, and then being able to pull back and just survive. DiNG nearly had it twice there. They nearly had the cap twice. Unbelievable. The timer is broken for everybody right now.
Even on my computer
this
is
match
broken.
is just going to last forever.
The timer has rage quit.
In Spain, the timer has rage quit.
And there we go. It is going to be Oops. Now bringing it forth to through as I let Ryan recover from that one.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's wind that one back and talk us through it, Daki.
Where to start? Grossa. Positive, the trade was not worth it, I'd say. 400s that went down to 471. Then the rotation from Oops was okay. The fact that Hulk survived with that much HP, not really good. I mean, Mailand was very close in the TVP. I feel like Hulk, he should die for that. He really should effectively die for that. The fact that they got the reset, it was really close.
3 seconds. They had a reset on 10 seconds, and then that took it back, and then it went all the way down then to 3 seconds. I think it was even down to 2 seconds, and they got the kill on the AMX who had all the capture points, and that flung it all the way back down. So let's have a look at the damage done in that game, because Spoink and who was left with him at the end? Insane carrying. Camel Eater as well there in the back chat.
But in Spoink though, I mean, it would have been a lot easier when Hulk was trying to
Spoink
chase.
should have landed his shots.
I mean, if when Hulk came to chase, he was spotted. I'm not sure what angle Spoink had, but it looked like he had a good one. Should have landed at least 1, maybe 2 shells, take down a bad shot. If they took down 1, they would have 100% won that round. The issue for DiNG was Marakar, T57 heavy, 4 shells, really nice, 400 average around there. So he does 1.6. He cannot clip a bad shot. And Break was not in position to help in the beginning.
So you can see their Breakneck against, I think it was Camel Eater at the top there, was only 3 damage behind him, but shot 2 less shots, and also got a kill.
These T57s, 1.8, 1.2, they didn't really work. Feaster Percussion also didn't work for them. It's the issue with the 57s once they get drawn out into the open. I mean, it's very hard to make it work effectively. They're very good around that 1 base, but around that 2 base, not really.
Grosha again, bottom of the table, but unfair. The stats there are not realistic on how vital he was to his team in that position.
His spotting. Kuriz was a 1-shot after that as well. If Kuriz in the beginning doesn't take those 2 shots, his full HP, then it becomes a real issue.
I would say, if I was to play professionally, I would find that the scouting role would be one of the hardest to play, because you have to hold your nerve. it's very easy to want to break away and
I mean,
run
you
when
can
the
pretty
shots are
much
coming in.
go AFK from the keyboard and just go somewhere.
Yeah, but you have to just sit there as the shots flying at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you have to do, but a great scout does that, and when they don't come that side, he also does damage.
You just sit there relatively and do nothing. So 4-3 we have it here. DiNG against Oops. That was match number 1 of Muravanka. We'll have match number 2
Tiebreaker?
just coming up. I don't think it's going to be. I actually really thought that DiNG would have this one. I thought it was going to be 5-2. So
Oops is really good at resetting the cap in the last second, though. Shown against Kazna. Now they do it again. They got there's a pattern there.
there's a pattern. So interesting from both teams. It's very vital that, I mean, they're desperate for the points here. Oops, they're really not letting it go. So let's have a look at the lineups for match number 2. Oh, artillery. Set with yourself, Taki. Set with yourself.
I mean, it's only M40 this time.
Not quite.
M53 hasn't been working out for them so far, so good. Now he really needs to land some shots in this one. So far, not the performance we expect from an artillery piece, but mainly because DiNG has not been giving the openings for Artie to work. They've been going very aggressive every time Artie was there.
So I was watching a map yesterday where Raven was in the E5 on this very same map, and he was more or less flung out as a sacrificial lamb for his team on the number 1 cap and got shot to pieces. Now his team still won, but is that how you use the E5 on this map?
Pretty much. I mean, Percussia at one point, he will either go on the cap himself or he'll sit behind the corner and wait for DiNG to come.
Okay, well, we were just about to jump into the game, ladies and gentlemen, but sadly, there has been a oops. And we're having to go for a quick restart. So bear with us as we set this one up. Daki, where is this artillery going to set up?
I mean, one line. Exactly where Kustuk played it, he should be for most of the game. It's D1, I guess. D1, C1 is where he has to be, is where he has the good angles from. The question is, how does DiNG respond to it? I mean, they have a lot of options. DiNG can go eastern side very aggressive. They can go 1-2 line very aggressive. But so far, I think DiNG will just decide for this one to just sit very far back, not get spotted, and wait for the counter rotation.
Do you think they're going to just sit super passive?
I mean, unlike Simp, yeah, it's very far back. Not very
just like go up and just stay there.
behind the bushes. Hope that he doesn't blind shot you.
He wasn't blind. He was spotted, but it was a very good shot on the move. I mean, Kreitz is exceptional as an artillery player, and he really showed
Kushok
it.
is one of the best.
Kushok, not Kreitz. My bad, yeah. One of the best. It's not actually, is he, unless he changed
He
teams.
played in Carpe Diem on the RU server.
So he switched teams, because the
Yeah.
team he was with didn't qualify.
Nope, he joined another team, which had Forsic in it, and then they kicked Forsic. And they beat Navi.
They beat Navi.
They did beat
Russian
Navi.
league very interesting right now as well. Navi almost getting beaten by
Well,
Brainstorm who
Navi-
came up. Brainstorm being your favourite team.
Yeah, Brainstorm almost beating Navi, but then Brainstorm got wrecked 5-0 today.
5-0.
or
Okay.
yesterday.
They had an amazing match on Muravanka where the Navi tried to cap rush them. Navi got outplayed and Brainstorm countered it. Then on the next round with Brainstorm on attack, Brainstorm rushed Navi. Navi had no counter to it and Navi got got totally outcapped. Match was over 2 minutes.
You know what Oops has to be careful for, though?
Here we go.
They got capped twice yesterday, so...
Do you think they're going to get capped for a third time?
Well, no, they're on the offensive side, so...
So why did I have to watch for that?
In the tiebreaker, perhaps, if they get to pick the side.
Tiebreaker. No. Okay, so I don't think it's going to go tiebreaker. But every time that I say it's not going to do something and you say it's going to do something,
It is good. I mean, I'm going. If you back DiNG, I'm going to back Oops. It's
had
like
I been a
the
betting
balance,
man,
you know?
I would be
The
losing
balance of
money right
life.
now. The balance of life. Okay, so as we said earlier on, Oops are on 10 points, DiNG are on 14 points. So Oops really want this win because that will make them safe. 12 points is what teams need to make them completely safe. You get at 12 points, you're guaranteed the 8th spot in the league.
Yeah,
so
pretty
you're not going to
much
drop.
mathematically, but it also kind of depends on how the lower teams do. For example,
Yeah, it could potentially be lower, but 12, play it safe.
12 is 100% safe.
Now, after we have DiNG and Oops, we're going to have Utopia Legend. We expect that to be one-sided for Utopia.
I mean,
No offense to Legend, but Utopia are doing really, really well right now, and Legend are not doing as well as Utopia. So that's likely to be a 5-1. We're not expecting. I mean, Legend could still pull out the bag, but
it's not expected. I don't
it's
think
not
so.
expected. And then for the last match of the day, we have Gohard versus Kazna. This is going to be a real.
It depends. Really, it depends. It depends what kind of Kazna shows
Yeah,
up.
it depends what Kazna can come up. So Kazna sitting on 8 points, Gohard sitting on 10. So a win would put Gohard very nearly safe, which is great for Gohard. Came up from Silver Series last season. They were
For
top
teams
qualifier.
like that, though, I mean, like for teams like Utopia, DiNG, all those kind of teams, Gohard, Kazna, they shouldn't really be looking at being safe. They should be looking at those top 4 spots. I mean, a team
That's a
from
fair point.
a team from that caliber, yeah, they'll be safe. They'll be like, oh, nice, we're in phase 2. But if that is their attitude, it's not what we need for a top 4 team.
Nobody's going to realistically saying we just want to be safe. Maybe the teams that have came up are going to be
But
thinking.
even Gohard, they've put so much training, they've put so much
Yeah.
effort in.
Okay, the higher up somebody is, the more money they get at the end of the season. So nobody's going to take it easy. Nobody's going to be like, we just got 8th, we're okay. But some other teams, when you look at things like Out of Range sitting on 5, Nakabrod sitting on 7, they would take just being safe right now.
Of course, of course. Well, they didn't expect to be there in the beginning of
Of
the
course, I
season
mean,
either.
Kazna Crew and Rage Quit are at 8. Kazna Crew right now sitting in 8th position. Kazna
Well,
Crew,
I mean,
the,
Kazna, they lost
guys that
against
were,
the
they were in the
Wild
grand finals.
They lost against the Wild Bunch. They lost against the...
But the Wild Bunch are playing well right now.
Yeah, of course, but still, Kazna cannot lose against a team like that. Not if they want to make a claim on this season. Have to beat opponents like that.
So if both the strong Kazna turn up and the strong Gohard turn up, who's your money on? If you were a betting man.
Kazna, experience. Experience always beats eagerness.
Gohard's the team I want to win this season. That's my pocket. That's my pocket pick, Gohard. That's probably Caster Curse
But
now
I mean,
in
if you
Gohard.
look at it statistically, maybe if they could be close.
I want to see Gohard going to grand finals, basically.
Oh, that means they have to do well for 2 seasons. And even then, if you want them to go to grand finals, it's better for them to do well in season 2 than season 1, because
Well-
season two gets more weight, basically, because it's closer to the grand finals.
I want them to do well. They're a good bunch of lads, and they've got Carrie Barry, Swift
They've
Lotion.
got Carry Barry, Swift Motion.
Swift Motion, sorry, not Swift Lotion. Do
Swift
apologise.
Lotion in the ocean.
Swift Lotion in the ocean. So Carrie Barry on Gohard is his Twitch name, Swift_Motion. Okay, so it looks like the oops isn't as fixable as we thought it was, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So this is not the break between matches. We still have DiNG and oops still to go, so we're not going to jump straight back into Utopia Legend. We still have DiNG versus oops here on Muravanka round 2, so please stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back after a short break. So there we go. During the break, some little mountain goat videos from Daki showing everyone how to get onto the
Still
secret
got
places.
it. Still got it.
Basically destroying all the team tactics for everyone as Daki lets you know how to get to places. It's very nice of you. You're like a magician that shows all the tricks. You just spoil it for the children.
I mean, it's useful for randoms as well.
Yeah,
why I
because
play
that's what you
Batshot.
want. That's what you want in a game of 15 versus 15 is watching someone trying to do that.
I mean, I see people try it.
You try it a lot.
Just
Okay,
see chat when I do zero line.
so our issues are fixed. We're about to go into will be round 8, so basically match 2 in Muravanka between DiNG and Oops. DiNG currently sitting on 4, Oops currently sitting on 3. Do you think DiNG are going to be able to
Tiebreaker.
seal it out?
You're
I
with
think
DiNG.
it's tiebreaker.
You're with DiNG. I'm with Oops right now.
I don't think
Tiebreaker.
so. I think DiNG's going to be
Yeah,
able to do it.
tiebreaker.
Let's jump into the battle and find out as we go into round number 2 of Muravanka. DiNG on the defensive, Oops on the attack.
Now the question is, how does DiNG respond to this artillery threat here? They're going to go very aggressive or going to sit far back. Does look like they are not going to sit and wait. If you look how many tanks from DiNG already pushing forwards.
It's very bold as well with the M40, M43 because it can be effectively one shot by everyone, can't it? A high roll.
A high roll from Batchas will kill it, yes.
TVP will kill it.
No.
No, not a high roll. The T57, no. T57's on the enemy team. A high roll and a TE5 because that's 390 average damage.
Yeah.
Not even a high roll, an average. Oh, it's slightly,
average
slightly
roll.
above average. So Insane has to keep himself well hidden and basically do insane damage.
They're leaving Percussion here alone, which is kind of surprising. Now, Oops, I guess, was making a trap here, hoping that DiNG would be, you know, eager to drive down that eastern side because of RT, but DiNG not taking the bait.
Percusio backing off there like a timid little giraffe from the hill. It's Camel Eater sits here and oh, Insane shot off to somebody. Where's it going to land? Nowhere. Nowhere near a tank anyway.
Hit somebody on Prokhorovka.
Something Prokhorovka just explodes. So positive here, sitting up on the hill, looking across into number 1. It looks like Oops are not taking this bait at all, like you said, Daki. They're being very, very cautious.
Well, pretty
Nobody's gone down towards number 2 base either to get themselves spotted. So Oops playing this one super, super timidly. You'd almost think that Oops are the team on defense rather than DiNG.
Pretty much what we said in the beginning here. DiNG going slightly aggressive, but not really. I mean, only pushing Break forwards, who's now even falling back a little bit. The rest of the team just sitting in the bushes, hopefully making sure they don't get spotted.
So Grosha going up the middle here. He could get eliminated if he gets spotted. It's a very bold push as he's going to sit behind that building there to give vision across into the number 1 spawn, or sorry, the number 1 base. Spoink is just going to sit there and cover the number 2 area just in case anyone rotates round, as the rest of Oops rotate round the northwest of the map. Looks like trying to get a line up onto base 1, but DiNG are ready for them.
Question is, Oops should suspect Break being there as Percussion got spotted, and it's really the only angle he can get spotted from. Now Insane really needs to connect one of these shells here before the engagement really starts. It needs to be before, and you need to get a nice advantage. And it's gone to him.
Who's going to be first spotted? Breakneck, just as we say that. Spots Percusio, and Percusio takes a shot from Breakneck.
Yeah, nice peek there from Break. It's kind of safe still, so there's no real chance here for
Breakneck on the immediate reload. So he's got a full clip once the action happens again. Safely knows that nobody's going to rush him right now, so he can get that shot off, get a quick reload. Well, I say quick reload, it's not super quick, but by the time that he's reloaded and the tank's engaged, he'll actually have a full clip and won't be a shot down.
very slow stuff here so far from Oops. They can't really deal with Break. Just look at the fire that is covering him. There's an E5, all the bad shots, TVP as well.
Percurio gets himself spotted again, likely by Break, but Notorious, and Break gets another shot into Percurio, wasn't even ready for that. Percurio shoots back and misses, and Break gets 2 more into him, so Percurio not really respecting Breakneck in a way there, I would say. That's 3 shots he's taken. Breakneck immediately goes back to reload.
Percussion here really needs help from his team.
But Insane has relocated, and it looks like he's going to try and get a shot across into Breakneck, perhaps. No, Breakneck's further to the right, so Insane looks like he's aiming. Oh, he was going for Positive, but Positive was on the move, so he missed him. Something exciting's happening in the Russian stream right now. Either that, there's a wasp in their studio.
No stuff so far on the EU stream, though. Now, what is Oops their move? Percussion already drops to half HP. Break so far, very, very good plays. Now, Grossa is coming closer and break. Oh, this could be really bad.
Grossa's going to get wrecked in just a second. As he actually bounced the shot, you can see the ricochet going way up off the screen there. So Grossa's running in the back chat, trying to basically bait out DiNG to try and get shots for the rest of his team. But DiNG are playing super passive, and why not? They're the team that's on defense. They need this one to win, and there's no urgency needed for DiNG right now.
It's even in that 1390 trying to do some damage there. Now, this is something I don't agree with fully. I mean, it's a very big risk there getting spotted in the 1390.
And DiNG stand to sweep round as Positive and Martorius want to deal with Groscha. Groscha's going to be the focus fire. He gets a shot into Martorius. Does he take one back? No, he doesn't actually take one back. Groscha's still in a positive place. Positive and Martorius coming around here and focused on Percurio. Camel Eater over the top, but Camel Eater's getting focused by Breakneck. Percusio gets a bounce off of that back shot. Martorius, that was a bad shot there. That should have done huge damage. Instead, he didn't connect with what he wanted to. Fischer now comes in getting shots into Positive. Grossa's having to back off in the reload. Fischer's going to get himself sacrificed. Shooting in against Shotgunish. Breakneck's coming around, but Breakneck's on the reload. Fischer's now in the reload, as is Shockish. Maraka's coming over the top in the E5.
Maraka now picking up Fischer as well, and Oops not looking good in this one. Percusia missing a lot of shells there as well in that T57. Camila's on reload, that RT not having the effect they wanted. Melan's on the run. Everybody from Oops here in the HP so far so good in favor of DiNG. Actually keeping everybody alive.
DiNG managing to keep everyone up. There was a bit of tank swapping there as they were taking shots for their teammates. Shockish almost dead now, sitting on 29 health, but still everyone's arrived just as Hulknick rams Spoitnick, and Mainland gets the kill back onto Hulknick. But just as that happens, Martorius then takes out Camel Eater. There's only 2 guys left on Oops, and this one looks to be DiNG's.
This match is completely over. Mainland insane. Sure, unless DiNG groups up with 4 tanks and he gets a quadruple kill there. Positive now coming forward. Insane doesn't have reload. Positive will be the one to pick it up. Now Mainland the last one standing, and it looks like DiNG in the end are able to do it.
Looks like I was right then, Daki, yeah?
There's a first for everything.
Hey. Wow. Wow.
That was like an open goal.
How rude. Wow.
As Shokish is going to be the one to close it out.
So, there we have it. 5-3 to DiNG. It's like yesterday when we had all the 5-2s and 5-3s. No tiebreaker. He flinched as well.
Percussion there in that 57 could have done more. I mean, he missed 2 out of the 4 shells he took.
There was the famous bounce chat armor at the front. I mean,
Yeah.
the T57 shooting a bat chat. It wasn't the bat chat. He wasn't even that strong, but it wasn't that strongly angled.
But it's the fact that the bat shot drives backwards and then he shoots on the most exposed part of the angle.
Would it be not better going for the turret in that situation?
Yeah, his shooting was not that great. I mean, it really wasn't. His trigger wasn't on point.
He was getting outgunned all the time by Breakneck as well. It was like a slow reaction.
Which is Oops' fault for really not having any support there.
Yeah, it was like I said yesterday. You had Raven was pushed into that area and was a sacrificial lamb. So let's just have a look at the damage Breakneck did, because I found that quite